Hello, and thank you for joining us for the Rising Stars 9 special edition of Muay TV. I'm Justin Samaro. To my left here is my co-host Ezra Regan, and the man of the show, the man who makes it all happen, Lino Enriquez, is our special guest here today. Gentlemen, looking forward to the show. You guys ready for this?
Locked in.
Oh, yeah. We want to take a minute to thank our sponsors for making this possible, all the friends and family for the continued support of NorCal Muay Thai. And, yeah, it's nice to be back. It's been a minute, gentlemen.
Yeah, definitely.
Been a little while.
Yeah.
You know?
So a couple months.
So
back to the next
last show, before we go into the show coming up this week, the last show, congratulations on an amazing, successful, sold-out show, Lino.
Thank you guys. And thank you guys for helping, too. You know, we couldn't have done it without you guys.
Yeah, you know what? The whole thing, the fights, the sold-out audience with that incredible vibe, the beer collab.
Mm-hmm. The beer collab was cool. Those two beers.
Tasty beers.
They even had the label for you and everything. That was awesome.
It was crazy.
Yeah, you know what? I got a lot of great feedback. You know, people messaging me and texting me and that really enjoyed the show. People that went, also people that tuned in.
Yeah, great broadcast that last time, too. You know, shout out to Chris for making that happen.
Yeah, we tightened up a lot of things.
Yep.
And then people that are tuning in noticed that. And you know what? Yeah, Chris working hard always, 7 days a week, and then there's a lot going on with it, right? The lighting, the audio, but we're working hard. We're trying to bring the best show possible, right?
Yeah, that was nuts, man. That last time, because it's always a whirlwind for me. I'm in there working, so I don't get to enjoy the show sometimes. But I got to take a step back this time. Looking at the crowd was like surreal. It was the amount of people there
packed.
was crazy.
Yeah.
Like it was, you know, I kept going to the management and asking if it's okay. And they were like, no, you're good. Like, we can fit 200 more people in here.
Oh, nice.
So, green light for this next show.
Yeah, it's a good follow-up question to that is like, how long can you be in a building with that capacity? Where is going to be the next step, and when do you think that's going to project?
We got some things we're working on and talking about. I won't say too much, but I'm going to keep working.
But there's something there, though.
Yeah, there's something there.
Because you can't keep that. I mean, you guys were packed.
No, we definitely can. And that's not to say I'm going to be there forever, but there is other opportunities available. It's just that I really like working with Track 7. I love that it's right down the street from my house.
Yep.
It's a brewery that I support anyways.
It's a cool spot to have a show, no doubt.
You know, who knows, if we can grow this eventually to where we want to go and then we have some pro fights, then the Track 7 can still be there maybe for the amateurs or the build-up fights, I guess.
Well, where are some of the places that you would want to go? You don't have to give away the secret, but like tell me a couple. Tell us a couple of spots.
There's a lot of places in Sacramento that could feed the capacity.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, my number one goal would eventually it would be Golden One Center.
Totally.
I'm not going to sell that out. You know, that's 18,000 capacity, maybe 10,000 if you don't use the upper level. But that's something that I'm going to do, and I've told people that even if we lose a bunch of money on that one, we're going to have a Muay Thai show at some point at Golden One Center.
Yeah, I mean, just one, like you said, maybe you lose a little bit of money, but it's like the overall appearance of where you are at now.
It's
and
just
it's
my goal. You know, I feel like this one thing is doing this promotion is I'm kind of feeding everybody else's dreams, and I've always had this vision of doing a show at Golden One Center or old school Arco Arena, which isn't there anymore. So that's my dream that I'd be feeding. So whether or not we make money or lose money, eventually we'll do one at Golden One Center.
Man, the fights that they had at Arco Arena, my brother was the main event there a couple times. It makes you proud to be from Sacramento. Yeah. You know, when it's at the main arena that the other professional sports teams play at, it just gives you something. And yeah, Sacramento people love that. I'm sure if you do that, people are going to love it. They're going to come out.
That'd be
that one will happen eventually. I know that's a long road, you know, but in between that, maybe Memorial Auditorium we've talked about.
Yeah.
Love it.
That would be really cool.
A couple of the casinos we've talked to, but I don't know if I want to move that far away from Sacramento yet. Like, I want to be here in town first.
Wheatland's a long ways out.
45 minutes?
It's a long ways. I mean, it's crazy that they call it Sacramento Hard Rock, because if you were to drive 45 minutes out of, you could be in Rio Vista.
Right.
It's like, I don't know. It seems a little crazy to say Sacramento Hard Rock.
I think about that, right? Because the Bay Area teams would be coming up. So they're already driving about an hour and some change. Plus you add another 45 to that. Like, it's kind of rough. I mean, it's cool. It's a casino. People will go to it for that reason. But let's make them come out because of the Muay Thai first.
Yeah,
for sure.
Well, about the Muay Thai, let's talk about it. Let's get through the lineup. We got a lot to go through on that.
Let's backtrack a little bit. We want to talk about the show. There's a couple things we're going to talk about.
Okay.
Right. The last show, amazing matchups, so much talent. There's several things we could talk about, but I think the major thing was the rematch between CC, Villanueva, and Yvette. And in the weeks past, the sanctioning body IKF has overturned the decision. Yvette was the returning champion, defending the belt in the rematch, and there was a protest after the second fight that the IKF accepted and then overturned. The second fight decision was overturned, stripping Yvette of the Rising Stars belt and going to Cece. So Cece now the champion.
Yeah.
Can you take us to that?
Yeah.
Speak on that a little bit.
It was it put me in a weird place too, because it's a lot of the decision was left in my hands, which is I don't think it's fair. I won't throw anybody under the bus or nothing, but
how so?
Yeah,
because
how does that happen?
The way it was proposed, I'm not like in these communications about appealing or nothing. I just put the show on, and the only communication I had about even an appeal was their team was upset that they thought they should have won the fight. And to be fair, a lot of people in the crowd agreed that maybe Carissa should have won the fight. And as a promoter, I kind of just walked over there and I said, you know what, it was a great fight, take nothing away from you, but arguing and complaining to the judges is not going to do it. Like, here's the proper way, use this avenue, and then we'll see where that leads. And then I left it at that. I didn't think about it twice. And then later I find out that they did go through with an appeal, which they probably should have, right? Obviously, if they got overturned. And then what was then sent to me was this bout has been overturned. It is blue corner, Carissa, is now the winner. But officially it's a no contest, which kind of left it in my hands because that doesn't really solve anything.
Interesting.
And I get it. I know the sanctioning bodies, they don't want to be the ones that have to do that.
Sure.
Whoever makes that choice, they're going to look bad.
How does that choice get even made? Can you walk me through that choice and how it's made and how you who's making the decision and how they judge it again?
So it would be a president of any sanctioning body would have to first accept the appeal.
And so this sanctioning body was the IKF.
Yes, there's a process to this. Like, it's not like you just go in there and say, "Hey, I think I should have won the fight." You guys know.
I know all too well.
Oh, he's gonna riot again.
No. You know what? I've never gone through an official protest of a fight, but last year I did, and it was the Jack fight. All respect to Jack and Berto on the fight, but yeah, we felt strongly. So I figured, why not? Let's go through the process and see what it's all about. But it was for a different sanctioning body. Right. It was through the ISKA and WACO. But it was very interesting because on reading the stipulations through them, there was only 3 ways you could protest the fight. It was for them not recognizing the rules properly, like if they confuse, kickboxing for Muay Thai. Mm-hmm. Negligence by the officials, like not paying attention during the fight, or like being on your phone and not watching. Like, everyone has video now, so sometimes that's an issue. Or inaccurate scoring of the rounds. And that's where, we felt like we won the fight technically, but that was the only reason I could, on paper, protest that fight, because one of the scorecards didn't add up to a possible 5-round output or total score, which was 47-46 in a 5-rounder. Anyways, without going into it too much, so I thought that was interesting. And then there was discussion of rescoring the fight. How do you do that? Is there video available? Mm-hmm. And sometimes there is, sometimes there's not. Also, the angles sometimes are from the audience, and so that's interesting. Legends, the card that the heavyweight Berto versus Jack fight was on, they had a broadcast, but then they had a bunch of extra video. But that was interesting. And they were saying that viewing the fight on video can never trump the ringside officials that are put in place. And they're put in place by the sanctioning body, and their human eyes, the night of the fight, those count the most. So there would have to be some kind of mix-up in the details for them to do a rescore, if even possible. Has this ever happened before? Has the IKF ever reversed a championship fight?
I think they have. I remember them doing this a long time ago. But in the recent history, no, and it's never happened to us.
It doesn't have
8 shows. We've never had this.
So how did it go with this particular fight?
So
because I think from my standpoint, it looked like it was kind of just basically one using Muay Thai, the other kind of just spamming and kickboxing. So from my point of view. So how did what was the reason for overturning?
It was a great
match.
Both matches amazing.
I think it was an amazing match. It doesn't matter what style they used. I think what the IKF did was, what was told to me is they take the video or whatever video is provided. They used our broadcast without any sound, and then whatever videos that maybe Carissa sent them. I think it was sent, and I don't think so. This is what I don't know who it was sent to, but individual panel of judges, and then so they rescored the fight, and then they found the fight. Between the 3 or 4 that were scoring it, it was unanimous to blue corner. Without any context, without telling them, they didn't show the result, they just showed the fight.
Sure.
And so they all scored it, I think 3 rounds to 2 or some 4-1 to the blue corner.
And why didn't they score it that way live?
I don't know. I have no idea.
We need to get somebody on here to explain that.
Yeah, it's an interesting...
Because it's an interesting thing.
Yeah.
It's not like I think that one should have won. It's just one should have won over the other. I think just a lot of people are uneducated on how it's scored and how the judges are looking at things. So, when in this circumstance, maybe it was a style type of situation where one person thought that it was, I don't know what it was, but it would be good to know the details on it, and we'd be a good place to have that conversation with an IKF judge or somebody who would be able to better explain that process, because it's an interesting thing. Like, how do you get even a championship overturned? Like, why? I'd be pissed if I was Yvette. I mean, obviously she probably is, but it's like, how the fuck do you reverse something that like you guys clearly saw right in front of you, and that's the statement.
But on the flip side, I think I look at this part too, whereas we did make the decision to crown her as a champion, is how are you going to tell someone that they won, but then officially it's a no contest? That leaves us like, I don't want to see an immediate rematch. Because in my eyes, now it becomes drama, it becomes personal. And I'm not trying to build Muay Thai fights where it's like WWE. I want the best person to win, and I want the best style to win, but I don't want you to hate your opponent. That doesn't make any sense.
What will you do with that then? Are you going to give a cool-off period, or are you going to fucking give
it's not even like a cool-off.
Let it fly.
I know they both want to fight each other.
I bet.
But I think we let them fight other people. I've had other talks. I haven't really told them yet, but I'll kind of think of that. I'll tell them the idea that I'm thinking of. I would love them two to fight on the same card. Maybe we do like a same-day tournament. So they fight a different opponent. The winner of that opponent or whoever can then fight in the championship. Sure. The problem with that, though, is in California, you have to wear shin guards if you do a tournament in a day. I don't know if they want to do that. So we can do a 2 separate event thing. There's things I can do that we can help make it right. And it'll leave, because now technically it's 1-1. I think
running it back for a third time would be pretty sick.
It would be great. I'd love to watch that. I just don't want them to go into the ring hating each other. That's not what we're trying to build. It's I don't want them to even think that way. I don't want their thoughts in training camp to be, I hate this girl because, and I'm not saying that's how they feel, but we'll wait a little bit. Well, I'll talk to their camps and we'll figure something out.
It's definitely a great competition. It's a masterpiece.
Two amazing
for a
Nak Muay Ying, and they're gonna meet again. Very talented weight class, and I think. For me, the main takeaway points is when is it appropriate to protest a fight, or everyone would do it.
Let me jump in here. So now, because of that, a lot of the promoters, I think all of them, were sent a follow-up afterwards saying only IKF title fights will be protested from now on.
Sure.
A non-title fight, not protested.
Yeah, that's a waste of time.
Title, not protested.
And then, like that was a great point, Justin. What was wrong with the score on the night from the judges put in place from the IKF? Because they were there to do a job. So what happened that they didn't do their job right? Was it their officials there that they didn't agree with their score?
Sure.
Maybe it was
That's a
new
good point.
officials.
Yeah.
I don't know, but. We have to honor the officials put in place, and that's part of the game. And for me, you guys know that's tough sometimes. I disagree. I'm the shadow judge, so I disagree with the officials sometimes. But it's part of the game.
But it's tough for me.
You got to
too,
respect that.
All of the messages that I'll get, it's like, you guys put these judges in place, and you guys are buying them off. And do you even know how that works? I don't even know who's judging. The
like,
night
do
of
you
the
even
fight.
know how much I'm making on this fucking hobby show that I'm doing? Like, where am I spending money on buying judges?
But how can
off?
you even, like, they don't understand how promoting works. You're not putting anybody in place. You're paying the commission, who then they put whoever they want in place.
Right.
You pay this large lump sum to them, and they disperse it however they will.
Yeah.
I'm not requesting a certain judge because I can't.
You'd probably have other people there.
I can ask for a recommendation of like certain judges, but they're still going to use the officials that are within their area.
Yeah.
I can't.
And damn it, if you know Lino, he just wants to put on a good show that's
For sure.
fair for everybody.
Yeah, but these are probably people that these are like messages I'm getting from fans or people that
Yeah.
that
Ghost
don't look at-
accounts.
Don't read the comments, right?
No picture
burners.
on the avatar. 2 followers.
It's crazy.
No posts. But yet the other thing was, the interesting thing was, Yvette had won the first fight.
Yep.
So it was a rematch, and then to win the belt, you have to beat the champion. And a lot of times in boxing, that means a decisive victory. If it's close, that's my point on, like, when's it even appropriate to protest? Getting into the whole protest process with Berto, I was like, man, do I even want to do this?
Right.
Like, is this helping? But you know what? I think accountability is important, especially in 2025. Accountability, and if there is a mess up on the cards, the judges are accountable, and they're there to do a job too.
One of Carissa's coaches commented on our post, and somebody was like complaining, saying, "You trying to buy an overturn victory?" And he was like, "Look, if all it takes is X amount of money, it's not too expensive to make an appeal, and then send some video over, and then they do overturn your fight." He was like, "Then why would you not use that resource?" And that's fair too, because if they do overturn it, then you were right.
The best we were wanting was a no contest.
Right.
And it was a close fight, competitive. We felt we won, but we weren't looking to win the belt that way. We're looking to fight a rematch or whatever. But yeah, we want to have the hand raised by the official that night and have the promoter put the belt on Berto.
Sure.
It got awkward, and I know some feelings got hurt as well, and that's part of competition. But we're all just kind of learning.
But I'm just glad even that one with Yvette and Carissa was a competitive and exciting fight. So they're both gonna think they won the fight. But
Yes.
it wasn't one of those where, Yvette won and then she thought she lost, and then like the judges gave her a favor. It was a close, very tough fight.
And highly rated and viewed on YouTube.
Yeah, man.
Thousands of
half.
views on that one, and we love that. Everyone can go on there and score it for themselves, and people did.
Yep.
And we're gonna see that one again.
We'll see it again.
Yeah.
I'm sure we will.
Yeah.
But Coach Lino, let's go into Rising Stars 9.
Let's do it.
Man, it's a great card.
Hell yeah, it's going to be a
great.
good
I'm
one.
so excited about this one. I'm excited about everyone because I know all these fighters, but with this one, I was thinking, we ended the year with a bang. RSMT9, we built it up, man. It was a great fight, great title fights. Keelan won the national title on our show. And then, obviously, we have Rising Stars 10 coming up after this one. So part of me was like, I hope I don't not do enough for RSMT9 because it's kind of like the in-between, the last show of the year, the banger of the year, and then RSMT10, the milestone.
Mm-hmm.
But nah, man, this was great. I want to go through all the fights if I can. I'll go through all the non-title fights if it's cool with you guys. And
Yeah.
you guys can just...
Yeah.
So,
How can you miss with this pool of talent?
That was crazy.
Let's see.
Give
There's some
everybody-
bangers on there. Let's go through it.
And I'm gonna ramble on some of these, so I'll try to keep the non-title fights short, but I do want to give them their love. Bout 1, I'll go in order. We'll go 1 through 6 non-title fights, and then 13 through 18. Bout 1, Daisy Vargas fighting Haley Geese guys. Not sure on the last name, but a couple of 14, 13-year-olds. Daisy fights out of my gym here in Sacramento. And then Haley is fighting. She's Keelan's student. So out of Omni Movement with Stephen Chow. Yeah.
Okay.
So both of these girls are good young fighters. I'm really excited for this one. I love having the teens on. Another teen fight to follow that one up. Bout 2, Mariana Medina versus Renee Fuchs. Renee is from Pure Heart Muay Thai. We know the level of talent that they have down there. But Mariana Medina is fighting from Eddie's gym at Resistance. So another high-level fight. These girls have some championships between them, I think. Really good fight for those two. Bout 3, you guys probably know this guy, Z Hanna.
Our man Z.
Freeze.
And he's fighting Moses Rodriguez. I didn't know they had already fought in the development circuit.
Yes.
Oh, that's right.
And actually, we fought Moses 3 times.
I had no idea.
Yes. So
Julian fought him, right?
No, it was Julian's younger brother.
Oh, that's right. Yeah,
Jackson. Captain Caveman. But yeah, we know Moses well, and it's been a while though. These teenagers, every 6 months they're different, so we're excited about that one. These guys have been training hard.
Yep.
We saw Moses on the last card looking bigger and stronger.
He looked great.
Also, he had to move up in weight.
Yeah.
Right, Coach? Originally it was at 122,
right,
and then he hit a growth spurt, which happens. That happened with my fighter, Joe. Now he was 128. Now he's 150. So these teenagers, it's like they're on steroids or something.
Damn.
And,
I didn't know he grew that much.
Yeah, so now at 126.
126.
And that'll still be a great match.
Now, I appreciate you guys for working with them on that one, too, because the last event, Moses fought Halen. And then Halen came in a little heavy. He said he was sick or not feeling great. So Moses and Ironside Muay Thai, that camp said, you know what, we'll go up a little bit. So you returned the favor, and I appreciate that.
No, and that's not abnormal for Muay Thai, right? To fight one weight class up or one weight class down, and it's about the matchup. And
especially
I think
teenagers.
That's going to be a great matchup,
yes.
Great work, and a great entertaining teen Yad Muay fight for the crowd that night.
Yeah, Z's fun to watch. Z's got a great style.
That's going to be a great fight.
Yeah.
Bout 4, Pedro Gonzalez. He's from our gym again. My brother Leo trains him. He'll be cornering him. Pedro's a slick technical fighter. He's fighting Jared Williams. Jared just fought on our last show. He's from Muay Thai Minded, Jason Joseph's kid.
Oh, yeah.
Tall for the weight class. Jared's a strong forward pressure fighter. He likes to clinch, and we'll see if Pedro's Muay Femur style can deal with that. It's going to be a good test for our guy, and we'll see what happens, but I'm excited for that one too. Those 4 that I just named, that'll be the 4 free prelims fights on YouTube. So for those of you that want to watch, those fights will be free on YouTube. You can see the quality of our show. You can see how the broadcast, the commentary works. And then after that, we have Bout 5. That'll be leading off our pay-per-view on akaizosports.live. Joshua Gomez from Ascend Muay Thai trains under Chris Hammond and Milpitas. He's fighting against Michael Cross from Santa Rosa, Resurrection Fight Club. Man, this is a stylistic matchup. Joshua is a strong fighter. Likes to come forward. I don't want to say basic, but basic's a good thing, like a basic, strong Muay Thai fighter, and a conflicting style with Michael Crisp. He called himself Mikey Crisp. Slick guy, slick fighter. He's the guy that had the glasses.
This guy's a character.
Yeah,
he's a character.
Yeah.
But he loves it, and but he's very respectful. He did ask me, like, yo, is it cool if I wear my glasses, like, for the walkout? I don't want to disrespect. I told him it's all good with me, and you guys can do, as fighters, do whatever you want to do, as long as you're not disrespecting your opponents. Don't touch your opponent. Don't curse your opponent. As long as you're not doing that, you guys can, if you have a character.
Put the show on.
I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
But that's going to be a very interesting fight. I know Joshua has a couple of amateur fights. This is Michael's debut, and they're going to bring fireworks.
Cool.
Bout 6, David Martinez here from Sacramento. He trains at Legacy Muay Thai. He's fighting Jackie Williams, another kid from Omni Movement. Stephen Chow and Keelan Weeks' student. I don't know too much about these guys. They're making their debut. I've seen them in the development circuit. 2 athletic guys. I think it's going to be a banger of a fight. And then we'll get into the title fights in a bit. I'm going to go the non-title fights. And then Bout 13. This is a huge fight, man. I wish I could have made this one a title match. I know it's kind of out of one of their weight classes, both of their weight classes, actually. We have Mika Relojo. She's from De La Soul Muay Thai, decorated young champion. I've had the pleasure of watching her live a few times. She's slick. She's very good. She's fought for WBC tournaments, USMTO tournaments. Her coach, Mark Sigwood, has built her up really, 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 really well. She's fighting Paige Schombacher, another femur fighter, sharp, technical Muay Thai fighter. Trains at a Hard Times Muay Thai with Coach Brendan Mischler. That fight is, man, I don't want to say fight of the night because, obviously, like femur fights don't get that respect sometimes. But this is going to be one that I'm going to sit and I'm going to watch closely.
Hard Times has been really sticking out. I've been watching them over the last year, and they're doing some good stuff over there.
Man, they're growing. Their gym is packed, and he sends a lot of his fighters to Thailand to train. He's doing it right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Shout out to Coach Brennan. And again, that fight, man.
And where are they out of?
Reno.
Okay.
And bout 14. This is one, man. They're a little bit newer, but I'm gonna bet that this is fight of the night. Nate Bumpus, here locally from Marin Nobles. He's fighting Devin Bell from Tracy.
No way.
Yeah.
Marin Nobles?
From Marin Nobles.
Let's
yeah.
go.
He's one of their coaches.
Yeah, there's not a whole lot of Muay Thai fighters out of that.
He's more of a kickboxer.
Okay.
But he has
90s, 2000s era.
Yeah, that's
my brother's
where you
generation.
used to train at, right?
Me?
Yeah.
No, he was at Navarone.
He was like a rival.
Navarrone's, that's what it
yeah,
was.
Marin
That's
Nobles,
right.
they were the rival.
That's where
to-
Aaron trains at. That Aaron, that one dude that trains here with the, anyways.
Yeah. But yeah, it's great to
Mohawk
see
thing.
Marin Nobles represented on the card.
And Marin Noble's going through some health issues, so I know this fight's going to be huge for them. It's going to be huge, and I'm really excited to see Nate. He was really adamant about getting on the card. I was able to get him against Devin, and Devin's a guy that I've been trying to get on the show a few times. Tall, slick fighter, but he's going against Nate, who was an aggressive fighter at 6 foot. So I like that fight. Again, I think that's fight of the night.
Devin,
Two
Devin
back-to-back
Bell.
badass fights then.
Back-to-back badass fight. And this
Okay.
is after
right
the title
after
fights.
the title fights.
It's
So
gonna be crazy.
don't leave after the title fights.
Devin Bell, he's like a missile. Berto was looking to match up with him, and we did a little recon on him, and he's like a basketball player, just a athlete with all four limbs. So that'll be exciting to see that clash.
Big tall dude.
And American Top Team, again, another gym that has really been sticking out, and every fighter coming out of that camp looking very solid.
Yeah, Coach Shannon done a great job with those guys.
Yeah.
I'll follow that one up with bout 15, another badass fight, man. Dara Shakari from Joshua Sittong-size gym here in town. He's fighting Jacob Alanos. Jacob just fought on our last show. Dara's a tall, technical fighter. He's strong. But, man, Jacob is aggressive. And not like one of those guys that's throwing technique out the window. He's a sharp fighter. Trains with Philip Mendoza out of Belmont Muay Thai. But he's aggressive, and he brings it. I'm excited to see how Dara is going to keep him on the outside. It's a great fight, too. Bout 16, Kobe Taylor here in town from Legacy Muay Thai. I've seen that kid grow up. He's fighting Isaiah Norris. Isaiah from the 805 team down in Santa Maria. That's going to be a great fight. I know Kobe's going to want to bring the pressure. Isaiah's a great clinch and elbow fighter, so I'm excited to see how that one goes. Last two non-title fights, bout 17, Rathanakon Pedampan, the Laotian homie. He fights out of Muay Thai Lao. He debuted on our last card. He did not look like a debuter, though. He looked like he'd been doing it for a while. So he's slick. He came down a couple weight classes. He took the last fight on short notice. So I put him against Yuri Duber. Yuri's from Truckee. One of my guys had fought him a while back. He's aggressive. He brings it, but he's slick. Like, he has a really good left kick. He knows how to play the game. He's gone to Thailand. He's trained out there. This is going to be a very good technical Muay Thai match, about 17.
What gym's up in Truckee?
He's at an Elevation mixed martial arts.
Oh, I see.
But he was cross-training for a while with the Hard Times team. I think he's solely out of the Elevation team now. But he's slick.
Great name for the camp.
Yeah.
Training at 7,000 up in Truckee. Let's go.
You guys will like that fight, and I think you guys will enjoy watching both of these guys compete. And then the last fight of the night, we have Gino Vega, who just fought. He fought Anthony Aurelio in his comeback. And he's fighting against Gabe DeSena, the guy that Justin was supposed to fight in our last show. And it didn't happen. But I had told you guys the same thing that I'm going to tell these guys is this is a title eliminator match. These guys are fighting at 140 pounds. I know they both want a shot at the belt. We have a 140-pound title belt match on this show. So the winner of this match, they get first right to refusal if they want to challenge the 140-pound champion. And, Gino's training here in town with Donald Robertson.
Who's the champ at 140? Tilly?
No, he's at 145. 140 it's going to be his teammate, Guillermo Perez, fighting Joseph Aduya.
I see.
So it's vacant at the time.
So we were going to fight at 142, though.
142, yeah. But he's going to meet Gino at 140.
Okay.
And so that's a great fight. Gabe training out of Rice Combat in SF.
Yeah, Gabe's been cool, man. He's kept in contact. He's the only really guy that I didn't fight him, but the only dude that I've
that you like.
You know,
it's cool.
He's like he comments on my stories and stuff, and he keeps
He's a good
in
dude.
contact, and I like that. I think that if you're gonna even be set up to fight somebody or fight somebody, it's cool to be keep in contact. It's not like
he fought on our first show, so I'm excited to have him back.
Yeah, I'm excited to watch him fight.
And then
hopefully, if my fucking knee ever gets better, I can go out and fight him too.
Back, bro. More steroids and peptides.
Hey, I got that from this. Oh man, it's something I wish I knew. It's a peptide company out of El Dorado Hills. So shout out to I can't remember the name. So
Coach,
Peptide Systems.
Not to throw them under the
Hills.
bus, but what's the rules on that? Can these guys be taking that for amateur fights?
Yes.
Yeah.
Peptides?
It's peptides, and then the what the hell is that? Something 147 BP 157.
So that's all legal and stuff?
I don't know. I don't think you should have any of that stuff in your system on the night of the fight. And even the sanctioning bodies are going to get on you about energy drinks or any of that kind of stuff. And it makes sense. They could be putting anything. Also, there's heart issues.
Oh, yeah. I mean, if you're doing it as an amateur, you do not have enough money to be paying somebody to tell you how to properly do that shit.
One of my students, Hank, you guys know my guy Sang Sukhan.
Yes.
He has an older brother that used to fight and stuff too, and he used to train with us. And we took him to a fight in Fresno. He won. He beat some guy, and after he beat his opponent, it was a very close fight, right? But then afterwards, the ambulance takes him, the opponent. We got to hold off on the show for 35 minutes, and I'm like, man, what did you do to him, bro? And he's like, no, it was just a hard fight. We find out that this guy slammed 2 Red Bulls right before his match.
Holy
and he was just he was all jacked up on it. So I understand why the commission doesn't want you guys to have that stuff.
Well, that's a bad. I mean, you literally just overdosed yourself on caffeine. So it's like
learn
to do drugs like an adult.
Your heart rate's already up here, and you're gonna slam 2 Red Bulls.
So we were in, not to get off topic too much, but we were in Tahoe, and this was my amateur debut. Brian was fighting on that card. Brian Wynn. Our fighter here, and he was drinking coffee. He was making some he was up in the hotel room, all hella nervous, and making coffee right before the fight. I'm like, what are you doing, dude? And he's like, I need some coffee. I need some energy. I'm like,
nah,
I don't think this is the move, man. This is not
terrible. Especially when you're naturally anxious like Brian.
Totally. You're going to lace up. You're going to get all wrapped up, and you're going to I got to take a shit, dude. I'm freaking out.
Yeah, it's crazy. You don't want that.
No.
But, yeah, fair play, sportsmanship, and there's lots of little tricks of the trade. Boxing's old. So, but it goes into, the horse racing and even the chickens, right? There's little things you can do to increase stamina. One thing you see
soda water in their nose.
One thing you see in endurance sports, and it's not illegal, you just don't see it on camera, is a lot of endurance athletes use an inhaler.
Yeah.
And
I've heard
that is illegal in a lot of sports.
Well, you know what? Not in endurance sports. You'd be surprised.
Well, what I hear, Coach, is a lot of them go to the doctor. They say they have asthma.
No, it's not.
It's not illegal in the Tour de France?
If it's prescribed to you, how could it be illegal?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, a lot of things can be prescribed to you, but you can't take it as a professional athlete.
Yeah, but
maybe.
I tell you what,
it's that's
when I'm in
a lot of these guys are doing it. Though.
Yeah, when I'm in peak condition and I'm looking for that extra edge, that's when I shave the arms.
Hit that albuterol
and then I hit
shave the arms.
I stole my wife's albuterol, and it's worth about 10 watts. Yeah, but it's not a competition. It's just, man, what can I get out of these lungs?
You can feel that.
Yeah.
You can definitely feel it.
Yes, or is it placebo? I don't know.
No, it makes you
jittery. You can feel it.
It opens up the lungs.
Yeah.
Have you ever taken albuterol?
I have.
Yeah. I used to have it for when I had sports-induced asthma when I was a young teenager, and that shit'll get you hyped up.
Yes.
Yeah.
You take 10 hits of that thing.
Well, you know what I heard?
Don't do that.
I don't know how true it is, but I've heard some old school boxers mix it with the water.
Yeah.
You mix it and you drink it.
Oh yeah. Any edge.
I consulted Doc Rishi on it, our cardiologist.
Yeah.
And you got to be careful with that stuff because you're already going to speed your heart rate up doing the exercise, but then you do this coffee or whatever that naturally speeds your heart rate up, and then that can be disastrous. So let's keep it clean, let's keep it safe, let's keep it sportsmanlike.
That's right.
Yeah, I think the only thing for me, I'm gonna do those to repair, so it's not like I'm doing it in fight camp to keep myself have that edge on recovery for the fight camp. For me, I just have whatever the fuck's wrong with my knee.
You're on the TRT like Vito.
No,
we
I
always thought.
I wish I could afford that.
We always thought it was bad bop. If you're cheating.
Yeah.
If you're using this stuff, that if you told the commissioner you were using this stuff, they would tell you not to do it. So it's not okay, but you still are sneaking in. You're doing it. So that's bad on your karma.
That's
or
bad
if
bop.
you believe it, bad bop.
I like that.
Should I get into the title fight?
Yeah, let's go.
Well,
title
where
fights.
are we gonna go? Are we gonna get into the main event first?
Talk to me. You know what? I have it in a certain order though. That's what I want. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go 7 through 12.
Okay.
How about that? And
Let's
then
do
we'll chime in and you guys can stop me or whatever on the way there.
Okay.
Bout 7, right? That'll be our first title fight of the night, and this will be right before the intermission. Couple of teens. Trey Abad, he's 5-4. Man, really decorated young kid though. He just turned 18, but he can still fight in that in between teenager, non-teenager. He's fighting a familiar opponent in Ace Hernandez, who's 8-3. He's 16.5, so they're still within range. They've already fought twice. These guys have fought 2 times. They've been really exciting fights. One was at USMTO, one was at a WBC show for an MTAC title. And Trey has come up. He's beat him a couple times, but they've been close. And I'm excited to give these boys 5 rounds to kind of see who has the, who's going to come out on top in 5 rounds for that red belt.
Yeah.
I know Trey has been trying to fight for us for a long time. Ace has fought for us before, so I'm really excited to see this one.
They're at that transitional age from junior to adult fighting. Are they going to be wearing pads?
They'll have to wear pads, yeah, because Ace is still a teen.
17 or it's 18?
It's 17 and down have to wear pads.
And then the 18-year-old has to be within 1 year, 1 year of their age.
2 years, 24 months.
Oh, is it?
Yes. It's
Okay.
Good to know.
That
Yeah.
is good to know.
24 months up or down. It's
So what about, can 18-year-olds just kind of, if they're at,
They
if
can
they're
fight whoever.
discretionary, they
Yeah,
can
they're
fight
an
whether-
adult.
It's up to the coach.
They're an adult, but you can fight a teen as long as he's within 24 months.
Because a lot of 18-year-olds are in that in-between stage. They're
Yeah.
not quite a man yet.
And
but,
it's hard for us to match some of these teenagers because otherwise these guys wouldn't have a matchup. At
Right.
115, 18 years old, it's kind of hard, right? We
Yeah.
already have a 118
Or when you're on the
title, we have
cusp
to
of
go up.
17, too.
That's
Not
like
a lot of
Ace.
people are going to want to fight a big-ass 17-year-old at
Right.
16. They're like, I don't want that fight.
Yeah, this is a great fight though. I'm really excited for it. Trey trains out of Mark Tabuso School at Evolve, but he's going to school down south, so he's at Aldama Muay Thai, and both of those schools have just built many champions over the years. And Ace Hernandez, he trains with Matthew Ingram. Matthew Ingram is a champion himself. He's still a current fighter. Man, it's an exciting fight. That's why I want to kick this one off right before the intermission.
Okay.
And I'll move on to the next one. This is the one that I've been touting this one as the main event because this is my style of fight. This is what I want to watch. This is Encho Timotel, your guys' fighter. Encho's fighting Carlo Arquiza, Muay Thai Donuts.
Hell yeah.
2 fighters that I love to watch. I think this is Carlo's 4th time on Rising Stars. This will be Encho's 3rd time, and he's defending his title. I mean, you guys probably know more about Encho than I do. I've only spoken to him a few times, but he's excited for this one. I've seen the promo video that Chris did. Carlos is ready. What do you guys think about that one?
I mean,
Incho's first title defense. We saw last year Incho make a big move into the scene, going from just a couple of fights to fighting, arguably the best in the division at the national, and then capturing the 118-pound title for Rising Stars in what is one of the most competitive weight classes in the country at 118.
It's really weird, right?
I don't know. Is it? These guys are fast. They have unlimited endurance, and then you have so many stylists. And we really felt like last year it was a height of the division. There's about 10 on the West Coast that are extremely good. And then we got to see Incho enter the mix and kind of strike his rank among those guys that have been fighting. The interesting thing on top of that with these 2 athletes is they're both full-grown men. A lot of the guys Incho was fighting at the national, they were like 20 years old.
Yeah.
It's funny. It was funny fighting them and then hearing an interview with them, and they're so young. Their parents might have been there with them during the interview. But Carlo is not. Carlo's another guy in his 30s.
Grown man.
These guys have been doing it a long time. And then interesting style matchup with the lefty versus the righty. And then both of them are capable of switching and doing different stuff. So, Incho is extremely excited. He's very proud to have the red belt of Sacramento, and he's been working hard. He hasn't fought and defended the belt since last year, but he's been working full time, and it's good to see that. It means a lot. And we've talked about the titles before. Some are more meaningful than others, but the red belt means a lot to us, and he's ready to defend. And that's a thing coming in. We're interested to see what Carlo can do. You know, like we were talking about with the fights earlier, you have to beat the champion. Can Carlo take away the belt in a close one? Or does he have to really make a statement like he would have to do in Thailand to dethrone the champion? So I'm interested to see. But, we're almost done with the training camp. Incho has one more hard day tomorrow, but the sparring's done, Lino, so don't worry.
No, nobody's hurt. I think we should all be done sparring now, all you fighters. Man, Carlo requested this match. His team, not him himself, no disrespect, but they requested this match. And I kind of thought about it. I'm like, man, I'm a big fan of Carlo anyways. And I was like, you know what? I do want to see that because they're both counter fighters. They can both bring it, but they tend to like to counter fight, play off the ropes a little bit. Yep. Who's going to bite down? You need one round. Someone needs to bite down and go after this title.
Yeah. Well, that's Let's see. I mean, stylistically, I'm seeing an aggressive fighter. You know, although Incho is definitely he'll play off the ropes and he'll counter, but he's aggressive. I think he's going to be the one that's going to chew for that round that you're talking about, and Carlo is a very technical fighter, beautiful Muay Thai. Everything you'd want to see when you're watching a Muay Thai fight, you want to watch that guy right there, and that's what Muay Thai is. He from the walkout to the Ramoy to the he's a Muay Thai practitioner artist. He's great. So how is that going to match up against Encho's deepest, darkest, nastiest thoughts that this motherfucker has? He's hood, he's ghetto, and like you got to fight that inner demon, right? And and Carlo is a very more, he's kind of has that nicer, softer approach to him. But don't get it twisted. We've seen him in the ring. He's really good. So I'm going to love to see this fight between the two of them. He's
longer. Like, Encho's got to work.
He's going to have to get in there for sure.
He's going to have to work to get in there.
And Carlo's got long legs.
We've seen Carlo on Rising Stars 3, his first fight with us. He fought another aggressive opponent, and as he's coming to get to him, elbow counter knockout in the first round.
Damn, nice.
So, there's that danger too.
He's smart. He's a very smart technical fighter. So we'll see that aggression versus the, maybe the...
The request to face us, that's a good thing. Sharing the ring with Incho, and I've talked about it before, that's an honor, and fighting for the belt. Why wouldn't you want that, And I know these guys were looking to fight each other. We thought we were going to face Carlo in the final in Arizona, and then Moon won, and Incho and Moon fought. But yeah, these two guys, they kind of met like Filipino cousins in the back, and they were like, hey, on the next one, we're going to do it. So thanks for making the fight.
It made sense.
Bring the Lumpias. Let's go.
Yeah.
Like I said, great fight. I'm looking forward to that one. And bout 9. But I'll say this. Again, I was going to put that one at the end, like a true main event in our title fights. But Coach Ezra got to get back to the commentary booth.
Let's go.
So yeah. I got to do him a little favor and put it early. I know you want to get to the commentary booth. And, everybody loves it. Let me give you a shout-out before I go on to the next ones. I get random people messaging me. Like, who is that Ezra guy, man? I want to hear more of him. So he's entertaining. And it's like, yeah, I think all the guys are entertaining. But it does make a lot of sense for them to want to listen to you.
Dude, he's a fucking
No, I appreciate
he's
that.
Good at what he does.
And you know what? I'm a tough critic, and I'm a tough critic on myself. And if I'm going to play that role, I'm going to try to get better at it. And but the funny thing is I've been around it my whole life, so I kind of slipped right into it. But over the last couple of broadcasts, you can kind of hear me evolving. And, I'm ready to wear multiple hats and get back on the mic.
Yeah, that old school 1940s broadcaster comes out now.
Yeah, you know what I find? Doing a little more research on commentary, I figured out naturally, without any kind of schooling, that I can do color commentary from a boxing coach expert kind of position, and I can do the play-by-play. I think as a coach, like Lino, when we're used to watching every blow and cheering loud, so for me to speak on it and kind of follow it for the crowd, I have that, And then the one-line cracks, and that's like dugout talk. I can do that all day in the gym,
It's hard for me. I'm going to try to stay away from the broadcast booth this time. I'll listen, but
no way, you got to jump in.
I'm so in there, like, just watching and just like, I get so excited. I don't even think about talking.
Yeah.
So I'm excited for you guys to
Yeah, let's go.
Bout 9, following up that one, will be Ninja Reed fighting Justin Sukason. Ninja trains with his father, James Reed, at Region Martial Arts.
The teenager.
Well, he's 18 now.
But still,
Teenager.
We always knew him as little ninja, up and coming, out of the Reed gym, and now he's 18, and they've been so aggressive and adamant about fighting for the adult belt, and you made it.
Well, he was supposed to fight our current champion, Kai Mack, but somewhere down the line, Kai had no surgery to kind of clean some things up or deviate his septum or something, so they reached back out, and the timeline for the recovery was a little bit longer than they thought. So I didn't want to take that opportunity away from Ninja. And I know this kid. I know they really want to fight for that title. I know Justin wants to rematch. He just fought Kai. He lost his belt to Kai. So for me, it made sense. And I talked to the coaches over at Jayen Muay Thai, Kai Mack's coach. They said it was cool. They gave the blessing, and they said they'll fight the winner. So
that's awesome.
That is
great
cool.
sportsmanship.
But
Justin's a good fighter to watch.
Justin's a great fighter to watch.
Him and Kai that was a great fight.
And Kai, good luck on the healing, man. Hope to see you back in there soon.
Yeah, let me know how that nose goes,
Great fighter.
man. I need to get that thing
Big
too.
fan of his.
My shit don't
He's
work.
going to be there. And, Kai just hit me up recently. He said he's going to be there. He's going to be sitting very close and watching close. And man, study these guys because you're fighting the winner. So.
Gabe, I'm fine. I'm watching you too. Hey, let's take a quick commercial break for our sponsors.
That's it. That's his house. Mr. Brad Haley?
Relax. Did I win something?
My sources tell me you've been calling Jack in the Box junk in the box.
So?
I take these things personally, Brad.
Get lost.
Sure, just try my food, apologize, and I'll go.
Then beat it, clown!
Listen, punk! I've spent millions of dollars improving my kitchens to make our best burgers ever!
You're psycho!
Oh yeah, whoop 'em good, Jack.
Brad, you get to try my best burger ever, and all I want is your honest opinion.
Tasty.
Really? You're not just saying that because I'm kneeling on your spine?
No, I shouldn't have dissed your food, man. I'm sorry, Jack.
Well, I'm sorry about the grass stains.
Really?
No.
All right, and we're back, and we're gonna send it back into bout 10. Take it away, Lino.
Bout 10. This was a late addition. A great fight, man. 140-pound title fight. Just the one we talked about earlier. Joseph Viduya here from Sacramento, from 8 Limbs Fight Team. He trains at a Muay Thai Lao 8 Limbs Fight Team. He's fighting Guillermo Perez from Hard Times Muay Thai in Reno. It's a great fight. People will be pleasantly surprised if you haven't watched Guillermo fight. He fought on Rising Star 7, but he's back. Violent, aggressive, comes forward. And Joseph, we all know him as that slick femur fighter coming off a huge win from the same card on Rising Star 7. People were calling his fight versus Anthony Magalan fight of the night. And because of that, I wanted to give them an opportunity, and this is going to be a great fight. You guys, I don't know if you guys know Guillermo Perez at all.
Yes. Also, Joseph. I'm a big fan of his. I follow him. Young, talented. How old is Joseph?
Man, he's
20.
He's 20.
Yeah.
20. He just turned 20.
And a real gamer. He's not scared to fight any of the top older fighters.
He wants everybody, and that's the thing. Is sometimes as a promoter, matchmaker, I'll talk to his coach and stepdad, and I'll tell him, let's wait, because he wants anybody. He does not care from like 135 to 145. He's like, I'll take it.
Damn.
But yeah, the confidence is there, and sometimes that makes all the difference.
And I've known him since he was a kid. I mean, I think I've probably been. I used to go over and cross train with the Muay Thai Lao crew, like maybe 2010. And I think he used to go over. He's a kid. He's just a little kid. Mm-hmm. And he's all grown up now, and he wants to fight everybody. So that match I'm really excited for that one. It's going to be a great fight. Bout 11. Move on to that one. 190-pound title. We haven't had anybody above like 170 fight for a title, so this is going to be kind of, I know it's not a heavyweight fight, but this is our heavyweight fight. All right, it's 190 pounds. Malik Dejan here from Jaguar Muay Thai. His coach Josh Kreshman, he's got him ready. He's 6-2. He's a great fighter, man. I've been trying to get him on the card for a while. Just things didn't work out. He's excited. I'm excited to have him on, and he fights Rob McKay, a decorated young fighter and champion from Pure Heart Muay Thai. He's a little bit younger than Malik, but man, he's got more experience, and he's coming off a couple of big wins. I'm really excited for that one. Pure Heart, they bring great fighters.
Yeah, so it's great to have a San Diego or a Southern California team represented on the card, and I know that's been in the works for a while.
Yeah.
And Pure Heart, one of the busiest, hardest working little gyms. And back, I had him on my card. They faced Jesse Lara for the A1 title.
And they'll fight anybody, man. Shout out to Coach James. Like he trains those guys up, and they'll fight anybody.
Yeah, that's great. You have two fighters from that camp coming up.
Yeah.
And at 190, looking for some fireworks at 190, no pads.
It's gonna be good.
5 rounds.
It's gonna be a great fight.
Yeah. The fighter from Jaguar, he's one of the PMT officials, right?
He is.
So is he the only active? No. Luis is an active fighter official.
And there's the other young lady, Marianne. She's from World Team, and she also officiates.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, I'll be interested to see that. Those big guys go after it.
Yep.
It's a great fight. About 12, the last fight. And so, again, right, we've been building Encho and Carlo as the main event, but the main event for the titles on the day is going to be Gabriel Ramirez, again, from Muay Thai Lao 8 Limbs Fight Team. He's fighting against Juan Andrade from Chayo/Reed's Martial Arts. This fight was supposed to happen on a different promotion, and one of them got sick, like the day of weigh-ins, got a fever, couldn't make weight. It got scrapped, and they wanted to fight each other, and that was kind of a request from both camps. Is like, if you have the room, can we fight at 147? And for Rising Stars, from 130 to about 165, it's all every 5 pounds. We do a lot of catch weights at every 5 pounds. I feel like it's kind of like USMTO. It gives more people an opportunity. And if you can't make X weight and he can't make this, why not just find somewhere in the middle? So they're fighting for the 150-pound Rising Stars title, but they are contracted at 147 pounds. So they still have to be 147, but as long as it's under the 150, we're cool with that too.
Okay.
Gabriel comes in with a 10-8 record, one of the more experienced guys in the weight class, and Juan Andrade is 13-1.
Damn.
His only loss coming to Kevin Cummings, who's right there. He wants this match too. I just feel like because they were supposed to fight, I had to make this one. But Kevin's ready. I know he's kind of expressed that emotion out there, saying that if anything happens to these guys, he's down the street. So,
2 NorCal favorites in those 2 guys. Gabe, Sacramento, local, again, very active, 30 fights between the 2 of these guys. And then Juan Andrade from Reeds and Cheetah. Kind of an interesting mix of training from both of those active camps. Also, me and Juan are kind of related now because he's been spending a little time out at Sitmanchai in Thailand, and that's an interesting point of this fight. It's another situation where Juan had just fought at Raja and very successfully, and now he's coming back. He's fighting for the Rising Stars amateur title, but it's an A-class fight. We've talked about that before. The American A class, it's a developing new thing where you got guys fighting in Thailand and then they're still eligible, and you see why. This is a great matchup.
And Gabe was out in Thailand last year, dude. He trained with Chem Muay Thai for a while. I don't know if he fought. I don't think he posted that, but
it's not abnormal. So we've seen the sport evolving, and these A class amateurs, they can do both.
Yeah, so that's our lineup for the day. Again, man, crazy matchups. I'm excited for every single one of them.
Yeah, I'm excited for this show. This is going to be great. So, what else do we got to wrap up? Is there anything else? I know so if you can't make it to the show, right here behind us, we got AzaizoSports.com. That's AIZO sports.com. That's where our live stream pay-per-view is going to be. So if you can't make the show, go ahead and log on there, buy the pay-per-view, and support the show, support Muay TV, Media Apex, and all the fighters.
The stream is a special thing. You know, you see the lengths that we're going to try to provide a high-quality broadcast to the American, well, really the international audience. But it's the support from the pay-per-view and the sponsors that make it happen. And in the real Muay Thai fans, the heads know that not every show does a stream with commentary and good camera work. So we're asking you guys to support and purchase the stream, and it's very affordable. How much is the pay-per-view?
This time it's $30 out the door. Last time I think there was some issues with like adding fees, but this time it's $25 plus like $5, so $30 out the door, and you can watch high quality Muay Thai.
Yeah,
and not just high quality Muay Thai, but high quality broadcast.
Yeah. You got like 4 hours of Muay Thai, so pop it on, like 6, put the barbecue on. Is it like 6 hours?
A long time.
Yeah,
but,
well, there you go. Damn.
And it's the replay's available. And it'll be up on YouTube after.
Are we gonna have the prelims on YouTube again, Chris? So we'll have the prelims will be free on YouTube, and that will lead up to the main event, and then that's when your purchase will go in. So,
and you guys saw the last show. You know,
yeah.
we've worked a lot, we've buttoned a lot of things up, and not too many complaints.
Yeah, you got,
everyone's loving it. You know, and then we're looking to do it again
and as a
next
coach,
week.
Yep. Even if my fighters aren't fighting on a card, doesn't it piss you off when there's no stream on an event? Like there's events that I've never even seen before, but if they're local and there's a stream, I'll buy it. I want to watch fights.
Yeah.
So when there isn't a stream,
and they're great fights. They're not just like, you know, you're not watching the PMTs. This is high level fighting. It's great, and we appreciate your support.
I'm at home on Instagram waiting for the highlights to pop up. When there's no stream, I'm like, man, who won the fight?
Yeah.
Well, you know, sometimes I'll and I'm guilty of it too. I'll jump on somebody's Instagram live, but terrible quality. And I tell my guys too.
Yeah,
it's like,
cameras moving all over the place.
I tell them don't live stream our show and then send it to your friend. Just tell them to buy the pay-per-view. It's way better. It supports us, and we can support the fighters.
Totally.
But everybody with their phones in the air trying to Instagram live it, just buy the dang stream. It's better that way.
Yep.
The other thing to remember is the YouTube platform, all the videos that are available, that comes from the live broadcast. So all the athletes, all the teams that have been enjoying and sharing that stuff, you have to realize that stuff is taken from the night of the fight and downloaded onto our YouTube platform, which is amazing. That's the stuff that you can go back and watch when you're 50, and it's there forever. Also, we've been sending this to different sponsors and things to get involved, and it helps when it's high quality.
And it's good to know too. I don't want to riff too much, but it's good to know who's supporting you. You know, when you see guys sharing the YouTubes or saying they bought the stream, as a promoter, I'm looking at it like, okay, so you're kind of invested into what we're doing here. And I don't want to go too far, but we recently launched the NorCal Muay Thai online shop, and it's cool for me to see that my lady and my kids run it, but I'm able to see who's purchasing something, and then so when they reach out for a sponsorship, I can see like, man, you haven't bought anything and you're asking me for $300 or $400, whatever it is. But if you're actively buying things and supporting the movement, it's easy for us to give back. And the same way with these events, if you're purchasing our streams and supporting or buying tickets, it's easier for us to put you on the show because we know you're invested.
Yeah, the give back. That's a in for 2025. Everyone's taking from Muay Thai, but giving back, what are you doing to give back? So that's great. And yeah, congratulations on all the amazing apparel and stuff that's coming out of the brand NorCal Muay Thai. I need the North Face hoodie.
Here's one of the newest shirts right here. NorCal Muay Thai.
Man, we got a bunch of stuff coming. This week we're maybe after this drops, I'll post something. We got some cool stuff coming out, and I got a bunch of shorts on the way. Hopefully they make it before the show, but we got a bunch of stuff. And again, the stuff that we sell, a portion of the proceeds go straight back to the fighters. So when we're sponsoring people, it's not me coming out of my pocket anymore. Now it's coming off the stuff that people are buying, and I can just put it right back.
That's awesome.
But again, if you're asking me for money and you're not buying anything, I can't do it.
We know.
I can't do it. It's too hard.
Well, you guys, you heard it here. NorCal Muay Thai. You can go onto the Instagram. You can go on the shop. You can get all the new apparel. Rising Stars Instagram. You can go onto the link there and pick up tickets online, or you can and also use your fighter who you're going to support. Put their name in. They're going to get a little cut of that money. And AzaizoSports.com for the pay-per-view live stream. Want to thank you for tuning in to this special event for the Rising Stars Muay Thai 9 event, February 8th. So we'll hope to see you there.
Track 7,
At Track
Sacramento.
7.
Let's go.
Let's
Be
go.
there.
See you guys.